Hi, I'm Frank McGovern. I'm auditioning for the role of Ted in the film Ted. You know, they give you a lot of things when you leave office. A plaque, sometimes a gavel man on a piece of walnut, handshakes, a few quiet sighs of relief from the other side of the aisle. But they never give you the one thing you truly earn after 40 years in the arena: perspective. That you have to carry yourself, and it's a thing heavier than any bronze plaque. I look at it at all of you. Your face is so full of conviction. That fire, I remember it. It's a beautiful thing. It's the fuel that gets the engine started. You see the world as it should be, and you're absolutely certain you're the one that built it right. And you should be. The world needs that certainty. But time is a way of sanding down the sharp edges of certainty. Replace it with something else. If you're listening, understanding. I was 29 when I won my first election. I believed in two things: my ideology and the fact that the other side was not just wrong, but a danger to the republic itself. Compromise was a dirty word, a betrayal of principle. There's a bill early on, the Harwood bill. It was a good bill. It would have helped a lot of people, but it wasn't my good bill. I had a few lines that I didn't like, provisions added by the other side, so I dug in my heels. I gave speeches about purity of purpose. I rallied my allies. We stood on principle, and we voted it down. I met a woman a year later in a grocery store parking lot in my hometown. She remembered me. She told me she lost her job because the plant she worked at had closed. That bill, it had funding for her retraining, for folks just like her. She wasn't angry, she was just tired. She said, "I thought you were here to help." She'd seen the plaque on my desk, but she needed a bridge. And I was too busy being a stone in the river to be the thing that helped her across. That was the weight. That's the weight you carry, not the losses on the board, not the headlines. It's the faces of the people you failed because you're fighting the wrong battle. You learn that the opposite of your truth isn't always a lie. Sometimes it's just another truth seen from a different angle, a different perspective. So you change, or you should. You stop seeing the person across the aisle as a villain in your story. You start to see them as a character in your own story, with their own constituents, their own grocery store parking lots filled with people they promised to help. You look for the shared truth, not the absolute one. It's not about abandoning what you believe, it's about realizing that governance isn't a war to be won. It's a garden to be tended. It requires sun and water. It requires patience. And sometimes it requires you to appreciate a flower you didn't plant yourself. So that's the perspective they don't give you. The knowledge that the compromises you made, the ones your younger self would have called failures, are often your greatest successes. Because they meant someone got help, a road got built, a family got peace. And the times you stood alone on principle, you come to see those things as shining solitary moments where it's just you standing in your own light. Don't lose your fire, please. We need it, but temper it with wisdom. Listen more than you speak. Remember that the people you serve don't care about the amendment in subsection C. They care if the lies are better. Your legacy won't be speeches you gave against your opponents. It'll be written in the quiet, stable lives of people who never have to think about you at all. That's the job. It's a privilege. It's humbling. And if you're lucky one day, you'll stand in a room like this, carrying the weight of your mistakes, and have the chance to hand a little of that perspective to the next generation, so they can build a better, kinder, more effective world than we ever did. Thank you for listening.